Welcome to another podcast of the current situation Manchester United. As you guys can see, I'm new with a setup. I'm trying out this microphone for the first time, so if it's kind of loud on your end, I apologize for that. The brother is just trying something out, so he learn. He's learning. So give him some time to learn. But in this video, I'm gonna be talking about a player that needs to be talked about, and I believe this conversation needs to be had sooner or later. Rasmus Højlund, Manchester United's new number 9 that we signed at the, you could say, the end of the transfer window earlier, in the summer transfer window. Young striker, he's 20 years old. We signed him from Atalanta. Of course, we didn't sign him to just come into the team and be this elite goal scorer scoring 20 goals per season. But we know that he's a young striker that can be pruned, that can be ripe. He's a raw talent. He's not a ripe player like a Hurricane, like a Lewandowski. He's still in his diapers, so to speak. He needs time to develop. But seeing that he has not scored any goals all season in the Premier League, this is the conversation that needs to be had. Now, as the person's back in this brethren, giving him defense that he's a young guy, lay off the guy's back, he's going to get his goals. And some players are saying that if there's certain personnel that we're starting with Højlund would be getting the goals. Højlund would be getting the goals. I'll say this, dude. World class strikers, regardless of who is starting with them, they make their presence known. And again, I know this guy is a young guy, but despite that, you look at young strikers back in the heyday of Michael Owen, back in the heyday of Wayne Rooney. Dude, Wayne Rooney was leading Everton. A young Wayne Rooney in 2003, I wouldn't say he was leading Everton, that's a lie, but his presence was felt. Isn't me? And don't be saying that, he's used to British football. This brethren is 16, man. Just come out of the youth academy and go score winning goal against Arsenal. So drop this young dude argument. If he's young enough, if he's good enough and he's at a young age, then age has no say so in any equation whatsoever. Because if you're a striker and say you're that guy, not saying that you have to be generational, but if you're a striker, you're 20 years old, and you can still bag goals, then you're going to be a starting striker. Michael Owen was a starting striker for Liverpool, along with Luis Garcia and Fowler, I believe. At the time with Heskey. Yeah, he was a starting striker, man. His presence was felt. When he burst onto the scene, his presence was felt. Højlund, he's no generational striker. I'm hearing that he's a generational. No, he's not a generational striker. He's not a generational striker. Haaland, he's a good striker. Haaland is a good striker, but I wouldn't say he's generational. But he has a higher ceiling than Erling Haaland. I'm getting mixed up with the Haaland and Haaland. But Haaland of Man City has a higher ceiling, a higher pedigree than Rasmus Højlund at Manchester United. Isn't me? But seeing that we have signed this bridging for 70 million euros and he's in our stead right now, we can't just bin him off like that. This is not yesterday's teaser. This is a player that we signed. We heavily invested in this bridging to bring to Manchester United from Atlanta. So he's in our stead right now. He's on us. So because he's on us, we have to find the best out of him. Because how we're playing right now, and in his defense, he's not the only attacker that is suffering right now. He's not the only attacker. Rashford is suffering. Martial is suffering. Anthony is suffering. Garnacho is suffering. Some person may say that's due to ability. They do have the ability, to impose themselves. And you could say that's right because Garnacho is not, that guy. Yes, he's a young guy, but he's not no young Cristiano Ronaldo. He's not even a young Mbappe. He's not that guy. Anthony is not the guy, he's just not that person. You'd be lucky to be starting for Brighton, if in my opinion. He's no suitor in the Premier League. Is me. When when Juventus signed Douglas Costa, and Douglas Costa wasn't cutting the bread, wasn't buttering the bread in the Serie A. Juventus sell off this brethren. They didn't wait. They didn't give him time to say, "Oh, let him go second down in Serie A." Dude, you don't need no second down in the Serie A. That's a retirement league, like MLS. It's a slow-paced league. What are you settling down for? Are you looking to get married? He doesn't need to be settling down. So the time when Douglas Costa started getting injuries, and his performance is plagued with inconsistencies, he's not playing at the optimum minimum that they were expecting him to play. They bin him off. Same with Malcolm when he went to Barcelona. When Malcolm wasn't buttering the bread for Barcelona, they sell off this brethren. He went to Zenit in Russia. You see me? But this video is not on Anthony. What I'm saying is that if Anthony doesn't turn around his season, he needs to be sold off. But that's beside the point. Back to Højlund. Is me and these, these crescents and lanes. Yeah, man. So Rasmus Højlund, my point is that despite the attackers around him are not performing, you could say that he's, he's suffering because of they're not performing. You could say that because Højlund is no Malcolm Owen or Wayne Rooney to create a goal for himself, although he scored that goal against Galatasaray at home that burst of pace in space and ding it over the goalkeeper. Good, but that's in space. Does he have the ability like Wayne Rooney to create goals for himself and score? No, he doesn't have that IQ of a footballer. And again, he's a young guy, so I won't get much onto him. But in terms of ability right now, as what we're seeing on eye level, as they call it, the eye test, we're not seeing that he's that type of guy. So this is clearly a striker that needs to be supported. He's not going to be the independent type of striker. He's not that guy. We're debating, we're speculating how to use this guy, how to utilize him to his strengths, so he can be a proper beneficiary to our side. But should we start him on the right hand side? Should we play him through the middle? Person are saying that he's becoming much of a wrestler, man. He's tussling, he's fighting, he's playing tug and hold on. He's playing tug and war with the opposition defenders. He's not making himself impose, given his size. This guy's a big guy, This guy's a big guy, He's about 6'4", if not 6'3", and he's at least. I'm not a betting man, but I would bet that he's at least 190 pounds. He's a big fellow. He's a pseudo Viking, you could say. This guy's he's a Danish man. He's a Dane. So the fact that he's a Dane, he's no small guy. And given his size, you'd have expect a striker of his standing to impose himself. Again, this guy is still in diapers, so he's learning the code. He's catching on to the game of playing as a striker. But yeah, man, what's your thoughts on Højlund? He's not scoring goals. He has, again, bro. This guy is a Premier League goal scoring virgin. He has no goals in the Premier League right now. He has no goals. He has the amount. This guy has the same amount of Premier League goals that I do. And I don't even play professional football. I don't play for Manchester United. I support Manchester United. And he has the same amount of goals as I do. You see me? But seriously, man, how are we going to get the best out of Højlund? Some persons may be optimistic and say, you know what? Maybe he's like a Vardy. Maybe he's like a Didier Drogba. You see me, strikers that waited until they were at least 24 or 25 to start clocking in goals like that. You see me, maybe he's a late bloomer. Maybe he's one of those strikers that catch on to them feet later on into their career. Maybe that's his type. Maybe that's the striker he is, but given the amount of money we signed this guy for, man, he needs to get the ball rolling, man. He needs to be scoring goals, man. He's and this is not in the defense of Højlund. This is a constructive criticism. But he has been given chances to score. Yes, he's been given breadcrumb chances to score, because we're not a side that creates a lot of chances like your Man Cities, like your Arsenals, like your Liverpools. We don't have that creative outlet, You see me, to support our attackers. Bruno is not that. Bruno, I mean, he has his honor. He has sometime, he can create chances sometimes, but he's not a De Bruyne. He's not no Trent Alexander-Arnold when it comes on to creating. So we don't have that creative outlet. He's no Odegaard. So because of that, we lack create chance creation. But with that being said, when he gets the chances, he doesn't put them behind the back of the net. He doesn't score. So if he got more chances and he started to miss more chances, what is the change here? What are we changing? There's no change. We're still on the first we're still on page one, man. There is no change at all. And I'm pretty sure that he's working on his finishing, but it's just not working out for him in the league. Some persons are even saying that Jackson is better than this guy. I don't believe that Jackson is a better striker than Højlund. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. If you go put Højlund in Chelsea side, he'll be getting goals. If you put Højlund in Man City, he'll be getting goals. If you put Højlund in Arsenal, he'll be getting goals. If you put Højlund in Liverpool, he'll be getting goals, although so we'll still get his goals, miss me. But right now, we need to be this conversation of Højlund. Is he best playing out wide like how Liverpool plays with Salah on the right side? Like how Thierry Henry used to play on the left hand side and work himself into the box and get goals. Should he have that approach? Is that the strategy that Højlund is supposed to approach the game with? Or he should, find out a strategy for himself to be effective for our side? This is the conversation we need to have, man. Seriously. Oh, give me a second. My radio's on and I don't want it to be slapped with a copyright. But let me turn it off. Give me a second. I might be slapped with the copyright still, but I had to stop because I didn't want to get further off a copyright. But like I was saying, man, on Højlund, how is it that we're going to utilize the services of Rasmus Højlund in Manchester in the starting lineup for Manchester United? Again, given that we have signed this guy for 70 million euros, we can't just put this guy on the bench, because that's going to send the wrong message. That's going to say that the message that it's going to send is that we invested in a guy that is highly incompetent at a young age, that we cannot start him because he's not going to be scoring goals. And that's going to say much on the competence of the manager, of Erik ten Hag, because Erik ten Hag signed this guy. We had the choice of signing Harry Kane, but Harry Kane went to greener pastures in Germany and signed for Bayern Munich. So he's no longer playing football in England. But we had the chance of getting him though. But we went for a younger guy that was younger, more pacier, and had time to grow into his own, whatever. But seeing that we have him now, how are we going to use Højlund? He's been given chances to score. Maybe not as much chances, but he's still been given chances to score. He hasn't taken them. He hasn't scored. He hasn't capitalized on the chances that he's been given. So the question still stands, man. How is it we're going to use this guy in our squad? Because if he doesn't score goals, what Manchester United have in their starting lineup is a big Danish lump that is not scoring, and he's like a placeholder with no value. And that's a problem. I would say we drop him and I would start Martial. Given that Martial is not Anthony Martial of 2015 to 2019 or 2020, Anthony Martial is still our best striker on paper and on the football pitch. Martial, I've said this when we got Erik ten Hag, that Anthony Martial is the optimum textbook striker that would suit the system of Erik ten Hag. He can drop deep, link the wide men, that is, Rashford, that is Garnacho, that is Amadou, who is not getting no game time, that is Sancho, that is not getting no game time, but he's this guy is exiled. This guy doesn't even get past time in the cafeteria, so he's not seeing nowhere. He's not getting no game time. He's nowhere near with other Manchester United players. But see, That is what Marcel is. Marcel can create goals for himself and score, and he can create chances for the other attackers to score for themselves. Højlund is not doing that. Højlund is busy, wrestling defenders and not making himself available in space. That's a problem. But again, he's a young striker. And go get onto his back like that. You see me? He's a big fellow, so he can manage himself. But you see me? Yeah, man. So again, how are we going to use this guy? Again, this guy is on our hands, man. We can't just hide this guy and play inside. How are we going to play Højlund? Because Wake Horse last season, person were saying that Wake Horse wasn't getting person were saying Wake Horse wasn't getting goals last season. But my thing is this, man. Although he wasn't getting goals, you could close your eyes and you could feel his presence up top. Sometimes he was even playing as a number 10. Rashford was our main goal scorer last season. Wake Horse was playing in the number 10 in midfield. When he would drop back, play with his back to goal and link play to the faster players of Rashford, Garnacho. I think Garnacho was in the first team. Yeah, Garnacho and Anthony. Yeah, so he would make his presence be felt, be made known. Højlund is not doing that. And Højlund is a big fellow, man. Højlund is not no skinny brethren of 135 pounds. This guy, again, he's at least 6'3", and he's a strong fellow. But how he plays, he doesn't play like a 6'3" strong fellow. His presence is not felt, and that's worrying to me. Leave your comments down below in the comment section. It's me. I don't want to be rambling on this guy. I'm not a hater of Rasmus Højlund. I don't even have nothing to hate on Rasmus Højlund. What I'm saying is it worries me that he has no Premier League goals, and I don't want this brethren to be the second coming, of Lord Bednar from Arsenal, or Marwan Shamak of Arsenal. How are we or Emil Heskey? How are we going to use this guy? Is he a goal scoring striker? Because he has 5 goals in the Champions League for Manchester United. Is he a goal scoring striker? Is he a link man? Is he a target man? Which one is he a box to box out and out striker? What role is this striker? Because he may say, "Oh, I'm a goal scoring striker. I love to score goals, but bro, you're not scoring no goals for Manchester United." So what's going on here? What is your best attributes? Because he may say that you're a goal scoring striker, but you're not scoring no goals. So maybe you're something else that you're not saying. Because on performance wise, you may be actually one of them type of strikers that is best played as a center forward behind the actual strike, like what Berbatov did to Wayne Rooney, or what Wayne Rooney did to Berbatov. In 2009, 2010, Wayne Rooney was the furthest striker between the two. In 2010, 2011, Wayne Rooney was the second striker. Berbatov was the main striker. Hence why he got Golden Boot that season, Berbatov. So we need to know what role Højlund is. Again, is he best out wide? Because honestly, if you ask me, Højlund doesn't have the feet to meet the expectations of a wide forward like a Thierry Henry, like a Mohamed Salah. Again, bro, this brethren is too heavy, man. If he's going to be, if he's going to be scoring goals from the wide position, coming from wide inside to get goals, he's going to be bullying off, man. He has to use his body, because I don't believe he has the technical ability to pass players. He has the pace to beat players, but in terms of actual ability, the quality of his ability to pass players with the trickery, I don't believe he has that type of technical ability. He has to use his pace to pass play. And fortunately for him, in the modern game of right now in the Premier League, the game is about intensity, the game is about physical ability, the game is about you have to be fast. Yes, me, it doesn't have the technical ability as it once did a decade earlier, which is worrying for me. I'm gonna do a video on that, but I don't want to come off subject. But the subject is, how do we use Rasmus Højlund? We need to be talking about Rasmus Højlund. Is me again, we didn't sign this bridging to be the second coming of Alan Shearer. We didn't sign this bridging to be the second coming of Les Ferdinand. So again, how are we going to use this guy? He's not going to be the second coming of Ruud van Nistelrooy. We don't want him to be no second coming of Ruud van Nistelrooy. We want him to be the first Rasmus Højlund. We want him to be his own player. Nobody else but Rasmus Højlund. So again, how is it we're going to use the services to his betterment and not to his detriment? How are we going to use this guy to benefit the side? How is he going to get goals? Because again, he's been getting chances. Yes, we can improve the chances created, but we don't have that outlet behind the number 9 in the number 10 to spend time behind the number 9 and create chances. We don't have that number 10. Bruno Fernandes, yes, he creates chances, but his chance creation is not as pinpoint, meaning that he can create like 20 chances, but at least 2-3 of them are going to find the forward. He's not as, he's not, I'm not saying it right, but he's not as quality personified as De Bruyne when it comes on to chances, or Trent Alexander-Arnold when it comes on to chance creation. He's not that type of guy. So you could see that because he's not that type of guy, the striker, Rasmus Højlund suffers. He becomes that sacrificial lamb that doesn't get goals because we're not creating chances. And maybe that's a point. But again, going back to my first point, he's been given chances and he has not been taking them. So again, what is the role he has to play here? And this is worrying. We're almost half of the season clear and he has no goals in the Premier League. He has no goals. He has an egg in the Premier League and he hasn't boiled it and he hasn't fried it. So what are we going to do with Rasmus Højlund? What is his best position on the football pitch? What is the best role for him? Because again, you can say he's a goal scoring striker, but you're not showing that you're a goal scoring striker. You want to face off man. You want to face off the defenders you're playing against instead. You're a striker. Put yourself. I was listening to a live stream yesterday. Of Said and Flawless. I read some of the points that he's made, and Flawless was saying that, he may not be a striker that demands the ball as much. Maybe it's not in his nature to demand the ball as much, and maybe he's not that type of guy. Maybe he doesn't have that type of personality. But when you're not getting the ball, man, sometimes you have to get quote-unquote out of character and demand the ball from your midfielders. Demand the ball from the keeper. Hey, you could tell the keeper, say, yo, kick the ball to me. Go route one style. Go route one style like it Stoke City in 2008. From the goalkeeper to the centre forward. Because Onana can kick the ball straight to the striker. He has decent ball distribution. You see me? So he can demand the ball. Or it's a centre back. Demand the ball to you. Give me the ball. If the number 10 or if Anthony has the ball on the right hand side, if Rashford has the ball on the right hand side, on the left hand side, if Garnacho Rashford has been playing on the right hand side lately. If Garnacho has been playing, if Garnacho has the ball on the left hand side, tell this skinny bridging from Argentina to give it the ball so he can score. It's just like the goal that he scored in the Champions League against, was it Copenhagen at home? I can't remember. But he scored a header, man. Rashford go cross the ball straight to Holland and boom, him score. So we cannot be saying that this Bridgen has no goal scoring instincts. The instincts is there, but it's like we can't find the right tools to bring it forth on the surface for Højlund, which is worrying. Leave your comments in the comment section. Again, bro, we have had the good strikers all over the years for Manchester United. From Andy Cole, even before Andy Cole, we had Bobby Robson, not Bobby Robson. We had Bobby Charlton, who was more like a number 10, like, but he could play striker. He could get a lot of goals. Um, who? We had Andy Cole, yes me. We had the smiling assassin Dwight York, yes me, from Trini. We had Wayne Rooney, of course. We had Van Nistelrooy. We had Robin van Persie. We had Hernandez. We had Berbatov. So Manchester, based on Manchester United's history, we're never short on strikers, proper strikers anyway. You know, we have never been short on strikers. Even for one season, we had Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Even for one season, although he was out of his prime, we had Cristiano Ronaldo, who was one of the top scorers in the Premier League in 2021-2022 season. So we have a young striker that we're trying to get the best out of. And seeing that he has no Premier League goals right now, it's kind of worrying. Now, going back to the point that some people are saying, well, you know, if Martial was playing with Rasmus Højlund, he would be getting more goals. If Rashford was more selfless, he would be getting goals. If you know, if Sancho was playing, he'd be getting goals. Maybe, but again, bro, again, okay, maybe he's one of them strikers that need support services. Maybe he's one of them strikers. Is me. He's again, like I said earlier in this video. Maybe he's not a striker that will create goals for himself. Is me. His body, man. I don't believe his body is built like that to be creating goals for himself. Now, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Some person may say, well, Zlatan Ibrahimovic is a big fellow and he could create goals for himself. Yeah, because he had technical ability. You look at Zlatan Ibrahimovic at Malmo. You look at Zlatan Ibrahimovic at Ajax. You look at Zlatan Ibrahimovic when he was at Juventus, at Inter Milan, at AC Milan, in his early parts of PSG. This brethren could have created goals for himself. And he was like 6'5" and at least 205 pounds. So what's the problem here? Maybe it's not about technical prowess. Maybe it's not because maybe, man, I can't even talk. Maybe it's not based on physical prowess, because that is out of the equation. That is out of question. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, he put that to bed. You can be a big fellow and have technical ability. Rasmus Højlund doesn't have that ability. Let us put that to bed right now. Doesn't matter about age, because Zlatan was showing that at a young age, when he was at Malmo, and he had trial at Arsenal, but my man said that you have to play me or you don't play me. If you didn't go play me, I'm not going to sign for you. So he didn't sign for Arsenal, but he went to Ajax instead. And when he was a young striker at Ajax, age wasn't spoken about. Not because he was a big fellow, but because when you're good enough, man, age is not a topic that's spoken about. It's not a trending topic. But with Højlund, oh, he's young. Give him time. Dude. Time. Dude. I don't want this video to be long, man. I'm going to wrap it up right here, sir. But I'm going to say this, man. Rasmus Højlund needs to be scoring, or we're going to have one of the worst ever transfer signings in our history. We already have that with Alexis Sanchez, and Anthony is any more closer to that. And Anthony is still with Manchester United. Listen me, so how do we get the best out of Højlund? Listen me. How do we get the best out of this young guy from wherever he's from? I can't remember the name from. He's a Danish player. But how are we going to get the best out of this guy? If this guy is not scoring, if this guy is not making himself be known in the box, man, what is he doing? We don't have a senior striker in our squad to show him the rope, to show him how to make himself. Do you think Rashford is a player of influence to look up to? I don't think so. Is Martial a striker of influence to look up to? No, because they need influence themselves. And Martial is 28. Rashford is 26. Højlund is 20. So there is no seniority in our squad, which is questionable. We don't have a striker that has been there. Is me? He doesn't have us. There is no competent striker in our squad that has the experience to give on to Højlund. Again, bro, Rashford, as much games as Rashford has played in the Champions League, in the Premier League, he doesn't have that degree of credibility to help out Rasmus Højlund, and he's not a centre forward anyway. There are two different types of forwards. Rashford plays wide, and Højlund plays to the middle. When it comes to Martial can show him a thing or two when it comes on to one-on-one finishing. But again, man, he needs a striker of seniority. This means he needs a striker of seniority, man. We don't have that striker of seniority in our squad. Anyway, leave your comments below in the comment section. I've been rambling for 30 minutes, man. Time flies when you start beating them out, man. You just start running them out, and boom, it's like 30 minutes. Comments down below in the comment section. What's your thoughts on Rasmus Højlund? Do you believe that Manchester United will get the best out of Rasmus Højlund? Maybe he's one of them strikers that's going to come into his own. He's going to come into he's going to come into his own when he gets of age, like Didier Drogba, like Jamie Vardy. Is he the striker that's supposed to be playing wide like a Thierry Henry, like a Mohamed Salah? Is he a center? Is he a target man that is not much of a goal scorer, like a Emil Heskey, that may get 15 goals per season, but is not as prolific like a Harry Kane? Is he? These are the questions we need to be asking ourselves, man, and asking Rasmus Højlund, because Rasmus Højlund has to practice self-awareness now. This is a big thing in football. Self-awareness. We have to be honest with ourselves when it comes on to playing football, whether you're a professional or not. We need to know, we need to know. We have to be honest with ourselves in what position, because we can't say we're a winger, but we don't play like a winger. We play like a midfield that's playing as a winger, but we're not effective as a winger, but we want to say we're a winger. You're not a winger, bro. You're going to play in midfield. Same thing with Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos was playing as right back, but Jose Mourinho converted him to a centre back. You look at Schweinsteiger for Bayern Munich. Louis van Gaal turned Schweinsteiger from a right winger to a midfielder because he found the best attributes for Schweinsteiger in midfield. So, Højlund maybe not be a striker. Maybe he's not a striker. And I'm not, not to cause controversy, but it's a question I'm bringing up. This is because, again, bro, Rasmus Højlund is not, in my opinion, he's not a natural striker. He's no Ronaldo Nazario from Brazil. He's no Michael Owen from England. He's not an Alan Shearer from England. He's not a natural striker. If he was a natural striker, he would have had goals this season. Jackson of Chelsea is not a natural striker. And this guy has 7 goals in the Premier League. So what's the problem? He's not a natural striker and he has goals. Højlund, in my opinion, is not a natural striker. He's not a natty. I don't believe he's one of those strikers, that, came up late in football and learned the traits. So, okay, I like the thought of scoring goals. Let me see how goal scoring goes. I want to see how, I want to be a goal scorer myself. But he doesn't have the natural talent of finishing that is required. Like Alan Shearer's, yeah, man. So yeah, I don't want this video to be long, but I have to say this, man, because this conversation is well overdue. It's been 5 months he's been at Manchester United. 5 months, not 5 minutes, not 5 weeks. It's not even 5 games, man. And even in 5 games, we'd have questioned this guy. And it's almost 17 games. This guy's persons are calling this guy 00017. And he has no goals in those games, man. It's been 17 games he's played. And he has no goals in them. So anyway, leave your comments down below in the comment section. Like and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, man, we have to have this conversation about Rasmus Højlund. With that being said, I might come out with another video. I'm not sure. Sometime this week. Of course, a preview. Of course, I believe we have Aston Villa, but I'm gonna do another video before the preview video. I'll do the preview video. So leave your comments in the comment section. With that being said, I'm out. Take care.